a an idea. There seems to be a level of disrespect that's tolerated and supposedly
True.
accepted by people. And that's the thing and that's why I have to be very careful about this, because I know that people are going to say, well, no, that's not endemic to how African American communities are. And that's not how that operates. And that's not, but I've seen it to an extent on YouTube. Now, again, I'm not going to speak to what occurs in communities throughout the country, but I've seen a certain amount of this on YouTube. And what it speaks to me, or what it says, what this lady says this, is there seems to be this idea that people are not really accorded a basic modicum of respect. And even beyond that, it's this idea that everyone gets put down, everyone gets mocked or treated with contempt. Everyone gets, quote, teased. Everyone gets disrespected. But
Yeah.
that doesn't really work. To be honest, that doesn't really work. If that I can see within a community or within
It's like
communities.
she's trying to say that's the Black experience, is everybody gets teared down, treated like shit.
I
That's
And
messed
gather
that's
up,
that's
already
right?
what she
negative
was trying to
connotation
say.
right there. She's already associating all bad stuff. So I told you there's
Right.
something going on up here, but
Not
go ahead.
self-hate issues. Why do you associate blackness
Right.
with just people tearing you down? And I don't know. I don't like that. There's so many positive aspects
Well,
of Black
again,
culture that,
again,
My
yeah,
Serbian
yeah, because
relatives were oppressed, and they were from Europe. They were oppressed by
mhm,
Anglos. Is that a black experience? You sound ridiculous. They're white people. Serbs are white people. Now they may have some Middle Eastern like Italians, Portuguese, Greeks, and Spaniards, but they're still white people though. They're majority white Europeans, Eastern Europeans. So are they black now because they had a discriminatory experience? She sounds ridiculous, but go ahead.
what I
no,
was
for
saying,
real.
I think, speaking to that, and to kind of funnel that, I think she's under the idea that there is a, quote, Black experience, and that specific what goes on in specific communities where you may have roasting or put down or people treated this way is the norm, that it's the rule, that it occurs in all African American communities, or it is the way that African Americans, monoracial people, uh, conduct themselves or react or interact with each other. And so that is what I think she was pushing. So therefore, her view is, since everybody gets treated like crap, you have to get used to being treated like crap.
Mm,
And
yes, exactly.
in my experience, I don't come from an environment where you get this roasting and you get this disrespect, you get this put down, especially as an adult. It's just not my experience. So I'm looking at that, I'm going, yeah, no, that wouldn't work. But I see this I see this at times as an issue with biracial people, or these black white biracial people, is this idea that a number of black white biracial people say, look, we don't like you disrespecting us as people. We don't like you disrespecting our ethnic and racial hybridity, our mix. We don't like being treated like crap. And sometimes the response is, well, we don't care. We'll treat you like crap because we treat each other like crap. And
That's so
that's what
true.
I got from that lady. Because I look at that and I go, that's essentially what she's saying. Hey, everybody gets treated badly. Everybody
Everybody
gets
gets
put
it.
down. You need to get used to it. You need to stop being triggered, stop being sensitive. And you hear that in some quarters. He's too
We hear that a
sensitive.
lot.
And it's like, well, you're human beings. Human beings get sensitive to certain things.
Correct.
Again, it's this idea that being totally disrespected and put down and even humiliated and vilified is normal.
You know
And
what? It's like,
I
sorry, go
don't
ahead.
think so. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so this guy came on my life. He was like, yeah, I'm light skinned, I'm from the hood. And he's like, y'all just gotta learn how to take it. Like, yeah, you did it, but you need to earn respect by just taking it. I was like, are you serious? I gotta sit here and take disrespect in order to like finally
Exactly.
do
Why
this.
do I have to
Like,
go
what
through
the
that
hell?
unnecessary
I don't have
bullshit?
to take nothing. Like, but he was like, I don't know. I guess he was coming from like a male perspective. You know how like men, it's like, oh yeah, they'll treat you like shit, but you just gotta take it and don't be a bitch about it or whatever. I'm like, okay, but first of all, I'm a woman, so
A
If the whole
beautiful
sorry, but
woman.
first
community
of
is
all, I'm
A
going
a
beautiful
woman.
to
I'm not
woman.
gonna
Let's
sit
get it
here
right now.
and
A
take
beautiful
nothing from
woman.
nobody. But he's
the
basically saying
community
like,
is not going
it'll
to
make you a
welcome me,
better
I'm out.
man. It'll make you tougher. It'll make you harder. But I'm like, I'm a woman. I don't want to have to be all tough and rough, and I don't want to have to do that. First of all, so you know what I'm
I'm a
saying?
male
Like,
and
I
I
don't.
don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. I
You,
don't want to have to be tough and hardened and evil and mean just because like, I had to go through all this stuff to be hardened and be disrespected and for being,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? And it's like,
Right.
I don't want to have to go through all that. Like,
And,
if
and you have to
I'm not
if
gonna
I'm
understand,
sit
not
and
here
people have
welcome,
to
I'm
and feel
out.
understand,
How about
disrespected.
that?
and people have to understand, in some cultures, it's only so much disrespect that's going to be tolerated. You can't disrespect certain people when you're in certain ethnic and
Yeah,
racial cultures. They will not,
exactly.
amongst men, they won't tolerate it. There are people who get killed
We
because they
we
got
we shouldn't
disrespected.
tolerate
Because
it.
they
No, because it's
disrespected.
so normalized. Oh yeah, that's just part of the black community. That's just part of the black
Well,
experience.
see,
So
I don't.
just
I
stop
don't
being a little bitch
personally
about
because
it.
I
Stop
don't.
being sensitive,
I right.
and
Well, see,
man
that's my
up.
point.
And that's the narrative that's
Well,
being
yeah,
pushed
but
on us. And it's really
again,
sad.
yeah, but when I hear that, I go, it depends on where you come from. Some men aren't going to tolerate that. You can't talk to them a certain way. You
Mhm.
can't deal with them that way. And like I said before, what it seems to me is like a normalization of not only disrespect, but of humiliation and vilification and so forth. It's not normal. It just isn't. Like, I don't
And it
view it
shouldn't
as
be